Hey everybody, my name is Myers Corp Cosplay, and this is a continuing series I'm doing about what it's like to meet some of my favorite celebrities over the years because I've been volunteering at conventions for over a decade now. And these are just some fun stories that I've run into celebrities and we've had interactions that I thought you guys would find pretty fun too. This one is one of the first ones that ever happened to me. I started volunteering, like I said, it's about a decade ago. So, what are we in 2025? I think it was around 2015. First convention was Hamilton Comic Con, my hometown convention. I'd been going to Fan Expo Canada for the longest time, since for probably 6 years at that point, and I had gone to Niagara Falls a couple times. And I always say that Fan Expo is sort of the big roller coaster. Once you go to a theme park and you hit the big roller coaster, all of the other roller coasters don't really seem that impressive. So after going to a 3 day con for 6 years, anything smaller just doesn't feel worth it to me. I feel like I could run through a con in a couple days or in a couple minutes. So I decided what's another way I can enjoy the con and see it from a different perspective. So I decided to volunteer, and it's honestly one of the best decisions I've ever made. I've made so many amazing friends doing this. I've had so many amazing experiences, and this is kind of how it all started. So the first day of Hamilton Comic Con, I was met with a couple of the senior volunteers, and they were going to kind of walk me through it. I was going to kind of be their apprentice. And we started the con. I wasn't working the celebrity lines. Forgot to mention at the beginning. The position I've been holding for the past 10 years is working the celebrity lines. If you're lining up to meet a celebrity, I'm the person right before you hit the table and meet the celebrity. However, I didn't start in that position originally. My first job was working as security for the Q&A stage. There was a small Q&A stage at this event at Hamilton Comic Con, and they just said, "Look, we just need two people there just to make sure everything's good. We don't like no one's going to jump anybody or anything, but just having a set of people there is a good idea." So myself and another individual who was my my manager, I guess you'd call him. We just waited there, and we actually got to watch all the Q&As for the day, which was really really fun seeing all the celebrities go up and answer questions. However, the last guest that was supposed to be in the Q&A didn't make it. They couldn't do the Q&A, so that we ended early, and they said, "Well, we kind of really don't have anything for you scheduled. However, one of the guests needs a lot of extra help." That guest was the 16-time world heavyweight champion, Ric Flair. I am a hardcore wrestling fan, so getting to meet Ric Flair and kind of be within a proximity of him was pretty darn cool. So I said, "Yeah, I'd love to help." So we went and we were working with Ric Flair, and at the end of it, he kind of gave me shook my hand. He said, thanks for all the extra help," and kind of going, "Oh my God, Ric Flair shook my hand." It was a really good time. So after the con was over, I decided to just head home. That was the end of the con. And I just ended up pulling into my driveway when my phone went off, and it was the two supervisors that were kind of mentoring me throughout the convention. And they said, "Where are you?" I said, "Well, I just took off. Con's over." And they said, "Well, we're going across the street to the local bar with a couple of celebrities. Do you want to come back and hang out?" I was like, "Yeah, that'd be amazing. That'd be so fun." So I hopped back in my car, drove back to the con, and we ended up spending a couple hours with Larry Thomas, the soup Nazi from Seinfeld, and Sam Jones, who you might know from Ted, but more importantly, Flash Gordon. So that was really cool because I'm not a big Seinfeld fan, so there was no real fanboy moment when I met Larry Thomas. It was cool to meet him though, and meeting Sam Jones. Like, I'd seen Flash Gordon when I was little, so it was kind of a cool thing. And we ended up sitting with Larry Thomas, and we were just kind of chit chatting back and forth. And one of us, I can't remember who, said, "You're kind of known for one thing, right? Like Larry Thomas, Soup Nazi, No Soup for You is he's got one line, basically." And they said, "There's so many actors that are known for so much. You're known for one line. Do you kind of get tired of hearing it consistently?" And without missing a beat, he goes, "No, why would I be tired of hearing it?" He goes, "There's so many actors out there that you've never heard of that are struggling, that get no work, and are known for nothing. I'm known for something. And while it may be small, I'm known for something. And I'll never be tired of hearing it." So that was kind of cool to get that perspective of, even, you hear sometimes bands don't want to play their hits anymore because they're just tired of hearing it and tired of playing it. To meet someone like that who's literally known for no soup, 4 words basically, and he's like, I get it. It's 4 words, but you know what? There's a lot more people out there who are known for nothing. So that was really nice to see. And then a couple of the volunteers had to take off, and it ended up being myself, Larry, and Sam Jones sitting at the hotel bar watching I think it was a Cowboys game. And I'm sitting there kind of looking side to side going, man, this is my first con, and I'm sitting next to two pretty cool celebrities. And so Larry was having a few drinks, and we were yakking. I looked at Sam, and we were talking, and he said, I don't know much about you. Tell me about yourself. And I said, well, I'm such and such age, and I got a girlfriend. Hopefully, I'm gonna engage soon, and I'm going back to college and stuff. And he goes, you know what? He goes, you're a lot older than what the typical person would be going to college and all that. He goes, you're what do they call you, the mature student? I said, yeah, that's kind of what I am. I ended up going to college later than just straight out of high school. And he said, that's pretty noble to kind of go back to that education world. A lot of people would be scared to do that. And I said, thanks. It's kind of cool. And he said, and the girl's good? I said, the girl's great. I said, she'll be my wife one day. And he said, oh, he said, that's really good to see. I hope that works out for you. And we ended up saying goodnight and ended up taking off. And that was probably one of the coolest nights of my life, kind of sitting there going like, man, I'm sitting next to the Soup Nazi and Flash Gordon. And later on, I ended up running into Sam Jones he was back at Hamilton Comic Con several years later. And I walked up to him. I said, you don't remember me. And he goes, I kind of do. He goes, I think I remember your face. And I told him the story that I just told you. And he goes, and how'd it go? And I said, well, I graduated. I got a full-time job out of it. And I've been married for a year. And he gives me a great big hug. And he's like, I'm so proud of you. He goes, I'm so proud of your girl putting up with that going back to school because that's a lot of stress. And I said, yeah, she's pretty darn cool. And he goes, no, I'm really proud of you. That's really cool. So to get Sam Jones to tell you that he's proud of some just random kid in Hamilton, Ontario was pretty cool. So that's my Larry Thomas and Sam Jones story. It was pretty cool, and I met Larry Thomas last year. It's the first time he's been back in the area since that time, and I mentioned to him the story, and he said he said, I don't remember that night. He goes, but it sounds like it was a pretty good time. So yeah, that was Larry Thomas and Sam Jones. The first time I actually got to hang out with a celebrity outside of the con, which was pretty darn cool. So, if you like that story, I'm gonna do a few more of these. I got some really good ones coming up. If you like it, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button below, and we'll do some more of these in the near future. My name is Mario Corp Cosplay, and we'll talk to you guys soon.